Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We are here for the media day of the 2025 edition of the Texas State Fair. And of course, in the AutoZone, they have a whole lineup of vehicles. We had to stop at the Stellantis booth and check out something new from Chrysler. Yes, you heard correctly, something new from Chrysler. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2026 Chrysler Pacifica called the Grizzly Peak. But before we get into this ultimate hauler to take you to those deserted areas where you like to get away from everybody, let's talk about what's going on here. So Chrysler, they really have been hanging on by a thread, it seems like, and obviously we all know them through the Pacifica, but over the years, Chrysler has had many different vehicles throughout the decades that have really been hits, and then they kind of disappear. Well, I'm hoping that this is the one step of many that's going to bring Chrysler back to the forefront. And with this Grizzly Peak, what you're seeing is that love for overlanding and being outdoors being brought to the Chrysler Pacifica minivan. But what I want to find out is this going to be one of those must-own vehicles that's coming up from Chrysler? Let's go ahead, let's dive in and see if we can find out. Right off the bat, you're gonna notice a lift. It actually has a 2.5-inch lift up front and a 2.8-inch lift out back to help get some extra ground clearance. Now, as we come around the front, I'm really loving this matte gray finish. It makes the Pacifica get a little bit more aggressive, some attitude. You'll notice that Chrysler Pacifica headlight design, still looking good. You got your LED daytime running lamps, LED headlights, LED turn signals. Working our way down, look at what we have down here. Off-road quality quad LED driving lamps in that amber yellow color. The whole front fascia here is unique to this Grizzly Peak. So what you're gonna find is flat black, because that's gonna take a better beating than, of course, if it was all gloss black or, heaven forbid, body color painted. But just this area, like I said, gives it that more aggressive look. Now, as we come across the Pacifica grille, you have that gloss black grille, flat black on the Chrysler badge. I'm hoping that we're eventually gonna get a forward-facing camera. If we don't, that's a zonk. Because if you're going off-roading, you're gonna want a forward-facing camera. You have your flat black on the lower portion, and then a combination of that body color and the flat black with a lower gloss black grille. Fully functional. You'll notice that we have about almost 10 inches of ground clearance underneath this vehicle because of the lift, the suspension work, and the off-road tires that are wrapped around the wheels, which I can't wait to show you. But let me know what you think about the face of this Pacifica Grizzly Peak. Now, as we rise up, hood's gonna be the same, but like I said, with this flat gray finish, it gives it a nice attitude coming around the bend. And if you do hear some noise that maybe sounds like a grizzly bear that's in the background, those are vacuums. This is a special media day and they're still setting up. So just roll with the punches with us. Now, as we come around the bend, look at what we got going on here. Love these split spoke design wheels, 18-inch wheel, and we got 31-inch off-road tires. BF Goodrich, the real deal all-terrain KO2 tires, heavy shielding on the sides. And then of course you have that very, very aggressive tread pattern to get you through the muck, get you through the rocks and everything else. So this isn't gonna be a rock crawler. You're not gonna see these out in Moab in Hell's Revenge. You're going to be seeing this, like I said, that overlanding experience. But I love the way the Pacifica looks with the lift. You'll notice the springs and the shock absorbers that they're using to get us that extra lift. And then of course, this is all-wheel drive. Let's be real here. Now coming down the side, you do have the flat black on your mirror caps. A little bit of gloss black. I'm hoping for 360-degree cameras. Working our way down, there it is, the grizzly bear. Don't mess with the bear or you're gonna get the claws right across your face, rip your head off. From the side, it just looks cool. I mean, it's probably one of the coolest looking minivans I've seen from Chrysler in a very long time. Up top, you are gonna get your Rhino cargo carrier. You're gonna have obviously those recovery pieces in case you do get stuck. You do have a full spare, full-size 31-inch off-road tire with a full-size wheel, 18-inch wheel. Down below, you got your flat black. And then you're gonna have gloss black around the window frame openings. But it's nice to see that Rhino cargo platform up there. You can even put more things up there. And there's something cool on the other side I can't wait to show you. Now, when you come to the back, you have your flat black roof spoiler. You do have an exposed wiper that there's nowhere else to put it, so I can't zonk it, but you do have, I love the lighting, LED lighting, and even the way they black out the Chrysler badge. It's the small things that make a big difference. All-wheel drive badge, like I said, the Pacifica, everything blacked out. We get down to ground level, you are gonna have your full tow capability, so you'll be able to even tow while you're overlanding. And then my favorite part, check it out on this side, built in to that Rhino platform, we have our ARB tent. So you have your full tent area. This extends out and you can set up your chairs, everything that you need to camp in the finest of Chrysler luxury. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk about the power of this Pacifica Grizzly Peak. All right, guys, we got the hood popped open. Now, before we just dive in underneath the hood, I was able to get permission here at the AutoZone at the Texas State Fair. These lights are bright and we were able to turn them on. So here they are. Those roof mounted lights really illuminate what's in front of you in the dark wood area. And then of course, those amber driving lights. Now underneath the hood, a lot of minivans are going smaller displacement. With the Chrysler Pacifica, you could still get that tried and true V6. What are we talking about? It's that naturally aspirated V6 that's gonna be able to give you that linear torque delivery. It's that 3.6 liter V6, 287 horsepower. It's bolted to a 9-speed automatic transmission. And we do have, like I said, that all-wheel drive, which is very, very important on a vehicle if you are gonna go off-roading and especially go overlanding. But if you think that the exterior was one thing and the lighting, let me take you inside this Grizzly Peak to show you the special touches. All right, guys, we're inside this 2026 Chrysler Pacifica Grizzly Peak. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I can't believe Chrysler took the Pacifica and turned it into an overlanding off-roading vehicle. And I'm really digging it. How much is something like this? No official pricing yet, but there is plenty of excitement around this vehicle. Wait until I show you what is in the interior for you. Are you ready? To the door panels. Love how they have the nice clean black soft touch material, some gunmetal gray finish around. You got your contrast stitching, nice orange, light orange stitching. You do have your Chrysler trademark Twinkie tray in the center, 2 Twinkies deep fried because we are at the fair. And then you could easily get 2 deep fried turkey legs with a nice bottle of Texas brewed sarsaparilla right from the State Fair. Now going from the door panel to the dash, more of that nice stitching. I'm hoping on the production model that they bring a Grizzly Peak badge in here. Slide on in, you are gonna get that Uconnect 5 multimedia software that you're very used to. What's nice is it's a 10.25 inch screen, very quick on the reaction of what you're trying to accomplish. You could go into your vehicle. The one thing I'm hoping for, like I said, is having access to lots of cameras. It would be nice to have the extra cameras on this vehicle, especially if you are going off-roading. But you'll see all the apps, the features, even things like comfort. So you got all your full control, like your climate control through the screen. Down below, you do have real physical knobs, volume, audio, your AC controls, real deal. We have our twist controller for our 9-speed automatic. I like the way this has a nice aluminum finish to it. A little bit of gloss black, nothing too crazy. Down below, we got lids first. Let me close the lid. Somebody opened it on me. Now there is a lot of gloss black, but you'll probably drive around like this. You do have a Twinkie tray, put 8 Twinkies down below. And then you have wireless charging for your phone, 2 USB-Cs, and a 4-pack of candy cigarettes. 2 cup holders, I got lots of keys. Open this guy up. You got some tokens for your arcade, a 12 volt, a USB-C, and a USB-A. Down below, you got a place for your cowboy hat, maybe a pair of spurs. And then my one zonk are these captain's chairs. Not my favorite captain's chair, but it is a soft armrest. The leather that they're putting on this is stupendous. But look at the seats. I love the orange piping, that off-white with the black, all the stitching, full electric assist for the passenger, full electric assist for the driver. Up top, you do have, let's see if I could open it here. I could figure it out one way. Hey, we got it. That power shade for our panoramic sunroof, really nice. And then for an additional 5 extra horsepower, you do have these orange seat belts. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of this Pacifica. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have 2 memory seat settings for the driver's seat. Those easy to get to seat controls. You even have a little area here for your umbrella. Now, if you don't want to put your umbrella here, I heard that one of the food stands has these amazing churros. Texas twisted churros dipped in dark chocolate. That sounds pretty good. You can put those down there. Seats are comfortable, 6 feet tall, obviously full electric assist, lots of headroom. Steering wheel, I love the leather. Even the way they did the perforated, the smooth, the orange stitching. You got flat black on the switchgear, and you have paddles to go up and down that 9-speed automatic transmission. It is a manual tilting and telescoping wheel, and then you got that beautiful digital gauge cluster in the center. You could scroll through different information, which is nice. And you have your analog gauges with that nice back blue LED lighting. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the back seat area because there's some goodies in this Grizzly I want to show you. All right, guys, we're inside this Grizzly Peak, and just like up front, you're getting the same great leather interior with the piping, with all the nice stitching. On the backs of the seats, I like the way they have connectivity for your passengers, USB-C, USB-A. I gotta zonk the cargo net. You put a Ginsu knife set in there, it's gonna rip right through it, especially if you're trying to get the grill going and get the steaks and all that. Or if you're here at the fair and you're frying up some corny dogs, you're gonna wanna have the Ginsu knives ready to do all the trimmings. Up top, we got AC vents. You do have your AC controls, but they're only on the passenger side there, which is kind of a bummer. Let's see if I can turn it on. Right now, because we're at the show, I can't turn it on, but there's your AC controls. Got the same captain's chairs as up front. I got to zonk them because the armrests are just too small. But the chairs obviously are going to recline, and they do also, they just recline, they don't slide. No sliding. But they do fold down, which is cool. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into that cargo area. I want to show what you could haul in this Grizzly Peak. All right, guys, cargo area time. Obviously, just hit the button. Nice, quick electric assist. Now, the great thing about this, even with it being lifted, you're still going to have a low carryover level, especially if you're picking up those heavier things that you're bringing with you while you're going camping. Real easy to get it in and out. What's great about this is you'll notice all the hard cases, the coolers, the boxes. We have all of our Texas-sized funnel cake back here. We're taking it home to Clearwater because there's just something about Texas. When you get yourself to the fair, everything is Texas-sized. So the funnel cake is like as big as a car. And we have to break down the pieces and put it in here. Lori and I have our sleeping bags because we're going to drive back in this Pacifica Grizzly Peak, and we're just gonna sleep on the side of the road. Kind of sounds weird, but you got plenty of room back here with that third row folded down. You do have your cup holders, connectivity on the right-hand side there with a USB-A. But I know what you're saying. You wanna see this in action. I wanna see it in action. I can't wait to take it for a spin. Remember, always on these Chrysler and Dodge products, you close here and then just make sure you're out of the way. But why don't we take a little tour again? Just love the attitude of this Grizzly Peak. I wonder if this is gonna spark interest from the other brands, Toyota, Hyundai, Kia, Honda, into making their very own version. And I wanna Lori's gonna stay there. I wanna turn on the lights once again to really give it that cool bow, bow. That one's blind. That one's blind. The top roof lights are blinding Lori. Let me shut the top ones off here. That just looks cool. I'm sorry, but that just looks very cool. But let me know what you think. Let Dodge and Chrysler know what you think about this Chrysler Pacifica Grizzly Peak. So much attitude for the off-road and overlanding in this minivan. But we got to thank everybody at Chrysler for allowing us to have that personal access to this vehicle. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised by family. Got to give it up to Latte Lori. She's thinking about how much coffee she could brew in the back of that, especially when we're on the side of the road sleeping in those sleeping bags. I don't know if I want to be on the side of the road. Maybe a campsite. That'd probably be better. But thank you, Lori, for doing the deal. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.